Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura, if you're new to the channel. I am sorry if you waited and you were on before, but three pictures actually came flying off my wall for no apparent reason. They've been on there for over 7 years. No one was near it, nothing. But ever since my husband died, I've been having some really weird things happen. And of course, the glass shattered and I had to clean it up. So that's why I wasn't on. My apologies. Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles can be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play as karmic themes, help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing, why you're attracting that person into your life, and what is the entire spiritual significance. We want to know that because then we can see how we are contributing to the imbalances within the situation and what we can do to shape shift the situation. All right. Anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you resonate with the video. It's also good karma. Now I'm like paranoid that a picture is going to come flying off the off the wall while I'm in the middle of doing this. So crazy. All right. It's neglect, self-neglect. That's the underlying energy. I'm going to pull another one, though. I already feel like someone is neglecting themselves because they're neglecting you. They want to come towards you, but they're stopping themselves. So again, we're going to pull another one to see why I feel that. We're going to see why that is. Again, tactlessness. Yeah, this person, when you were dealing with them, was a very low vibration. They might have been dealing with somebody else. They might have been in a connection already, or like an insignificant connection, but just wasn't honest with you. Definitely wasn't honest. Tactlessness tells me usually cheating, lying, manipulating, just again, those lower energies. And this is why this person is, again, not coming towards you. So let's see exactly what they did, and then we'll see what they want to do. We'll mix it up a little bit. Accountable. So all the blame fell onto you, and it fell onto you because every single time they did something wrong, you said something, and then it was all about the fact that you said something or how you said it or why you said it, but never about what they did. The focus was always on your reaction. So again, them avoiding accountability, gaslighting. It was just their way of gaslighting you, like trying to make you like second guess yourself, trying to like chip away at your self-esteem. That's why you said after a while you felt out of touch with reality, because everything that you knew was being deflected. And that one day you woke up and you just saw the truth, like that this person was always gaslighting. They were always projecting. I fell out, so we're going to take it. Abandonment issues. So what this person did was give you just enough to keep you like hooked. So, and they did this by coming in and out of your life, which is, by the way, is intermittent manipulation, which actually causes brain damage. It causes anxiety. It causes, which is another form of how it's easy for them to gaslight because of what they're doing. So, and I'm just stating this because it's actually dangerous to be with a person like this, and the reason why is because, like I said, it creates a lot of abandonment issues. And if you had abandonment issues, well, then it's going to like completely trigger that response. So it's like I said, I feel like this person gave you just enough to keep you on the hook. Again, and it's almost like this person has a lot of spiritual blocks, and before they even came into the relationship. And then what happened over time is that they created so many issues, and really it would have taken them to have some hard conversations for them, because they don't like to be transparent, and they just wouldn't do it. They think it's like it's too difficult. And then I think you're like, well, it's too difficult to be with someone that never wants to face what they do. They never want to be accountable. It's just easier for them to stay in a low vibration, but that not caring what it does to you. And that's the whole thing. Again, just being childish, not creating the strong roots. You know, strong roots is time, energy. So let's see again how they feel. Because we say, okay, they toyed a lot, but what do they feel? What do they want? You may be like, they don't want anything. Sometimes they do. Sometimes that's just what it looks like. And sometimes they don't. And sometimes they're confused. So sometimes if we see the intention and it's not as, aware, then I feel like I'm not good enough for you. Well, again, that's again, if they're gaslighting, coming in and out of your life and talking to a bunch of people and just holding on to you, again, their way is to keep you in a low vibration, questioning yourself. So you're not even paying attention to them really, because it's almost like the chase becomes actually a bigger prize than the actual person themselves. Like if you got the person, you wouldn't be satisfied with them, because it's the chase, it's the illusions that they create. I need time. Yeah, this person like doesn't really know what they want, and that's the issue. So we can say, okay, why don't they know what they want? Not that it's important, but to some it may be important to understand why they're not ready. Let's get cards are scattered all over the place. And pull from this deck too. They need time. Well, mainly because this person is used to being wild at heart. It's again, there is a desire still. They don't know whether they want to be single or not. And because again, they're intimidated by you, which is said they don't feel really good enough. And I think it's just because you hold to a certain standard and you're not gonna like look the other way when it comes to like how you want to be treated. And so this person thinks that it's like too hard for them. It's again, then there's actually like a fear of change. And that fear of change is I like things my way or the highway. So it's easier to stay in the illusions. And again, this person has bad habits that they like to stay in, which I feel like that's talking to a lot of people, and just impulsiveness. It says it, impulsiveness. So they could be someone that everything is fine, and then all of a sudden they'll meet somebody and then they'll start talking to them. Or they have plans with you, and then all of a sudden they'll call you up and they'll cancel, and you find out that they went out with their friends. So it's almost like this person doesn't want to be held accountable for anything. They want someone there when they feel like it. And then when they feel like it, they want to do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. And so again, they stay in a place of imbalance. So the relationship would stay, again, very grossly imbalanced, where again, you almost like don't have a say. So again, they don't care that you would stay in a place of like anxiety. If you take your power back, it triggers this person, where I feel like then they get anxiety, and then it pushes them to go into manipulation mode. So then it becomes like a power struggle, a thing of dominance, and it's all about control, that which is not love. Again, and it's all because this person's afraid of rejection. They have to be in such imbalanced connections that's what makes them feel secure. So someone that doesn't have an identity, someone that's going to be there when they feel like being there, someone that's going to look the other way when they talk to other people, someone that's not going to care if they cancel their plans the last minute, just someone that's wild at heart, that doesn't want to settle down, that doesn't really want that. and also has a problem like when they do something wrong that you're never going to get like an apology. You're never going to get that because again, this person doesn't like to feel in like they don't want to feel vulnerable. They have an intimacy issue. So anything that would actually create intimacy, which is trust, what is like this person doesn't do. And it's because they're intimidated by you. So for them to feel stronger, they're going to put on this mask like they don't care. It's stupid and it's very immature. So again, you might say, well, what's the connection? Well, there is a past life connection, but as I said, this person has very low vibration. They're anything to avoid. They don't want to do it. So we say, well, what was the whole point of the relationship? Well, they wanted a one-sided connection, but if we look from a spiritual perspective, maybe it'll give us an idea of, well, what was there anything good? Why the hell would they come to me and want me to like to have a hook to me? Like what's the point? Well, it's spiritual relationship, but it's again part of this person. It's funny. It's like everyone is clearing right now from a spiritual perspective. Okay, everyone, the universe right now is anything that's out of balance, anything that's not built on universal laws are like rearing their ugly head. And we actually see that collectively with the wars going on and the price gouges and the greed. We see it already. But on an individual level, everyone's clearing too. And so the way that how you heal is you have to clear. And the way that you clear is you have to become aware of. Now, we all have free will. This person definitely was made aware by, again, how you act. And you had to have become aware of certain things that are spiritually blocked within inside of you during this time. Like I said, things when we're healing, things tend to get worse before they get better. It's just like if you were really sick and you went on antibiotic for the first few days, it actually brings out that all the sickness in your body so that it can clear it away. And so without the awareness. So we have to see. So a lot's going to tell us within your healing when we look at your inner child wound cards. Yeah, we incarnated together to clear specific patterns from our ancestral bloodline. So Spirit's saying this isn't even a connection. It's like this person was a past life karmic mate to teach you certain things, again, that you inherited from your family bloodline. So again, your inner child ones are going to tell us a lot. Okay, these feelings overwhelm me and I become afraid. Sometimes I even run away from you because of it. So again, this person cannot handle the past life connection. Past life connection, it's ESP through the heart and mind. There's a lot of chemistry. They have a desire for you. They want to be free. However, so again, they're holding on to a cognitive dissonance. So anytime that you want to create any type of balance for yourself, which just would be stability within the relationship, they're gonna have a problem with it. It's just, again, because of whatever spiritual blocks that they have is what Spirit's saying. It's not even like sometimes the universe brings us people just for awareness. People come in for a day, a season, and a lifetime. This person probably came in for a season, very like a few months to like a year. It wasn't like years, and they came in to teach you, to show you something. Again, something that needs to be healed, because why the fuck would you attract such an imbalanced person? You're not that way. It's again, the perception is, am I that way? You're trying to tell me I'm that way? The Spirit says, no, it's that you have to heal. And so it's the karmic themes that this person awakens inside of you, which again is the spiritual blockages. So we have to look at the inner child wounds, because it's usually there that there was fragmentation, and then there forward there was like the karmic theme. Like I always get people that are emotionally unavailable. I always, whatever it is, that perception, which is the core belief, which is what Spirit says, that's not me. you're me in physical form. Like you have my capability. I'm inside of you. I gave you free will, but I wouldn't choose anything of lack. That's a misperception, meaning if you're feeling not good enough, like this, like disposable, like however this person made you feel, they shouldn't have been able to make you feel that way, is what spirit says. The key to your healing is that right there. How did they make you feel? Like, and what was the spiritual lesson? And sometimes, like, sometimes it digs out like like not just wounds, but actual healing, like healing gifts. Like you might say, oh, I don't have anything that I'm good at. I'm not good at, I don't have any talents. I don't have anyone. Meanwhile, you do, they're just not developed. So spirit says resilience, like that's a gift right there. Resilience is a big gift, and so why did you need resilience? Well, because of abuse. So again, that could be psychological, it could be emotional, it could have happened in childhood, it could have happened in your I gotta get some of these cards off the keyboard. It could have happened in childhood, it could have happened in young adulthood, it could have happened, but again, it was someone close to you. Usually if it's a parent that betrayed you, that like they could betray you by bullying you or perceived bullying. They could do it by, if they were rageful, they could do it again if they like whatever, however they dealt with you, that's how they taught you how safe you were going to be in the world and how to deal with other people. And whatever the trauma was, I feel like you dealt with someone that was avoidant, someone that was, again, like emotionally not there. So that might not seem like abuse to some people, but psychological abuse is just as bad as physical abuse, if not worse, because you don't see the bruises. At least you get sympathy if you're walking around with a black eye. You don't get sympathy when you just have, those those emotional wounds. So what we see here is gifts. So again, more things that actually are talents, hobbies, things that are just not developed within you. And the reason why is if you live with someone that was abusive, well, then you're going to pay more attention to your emotional survival. You're going to pay more attention to making that person happy again, or, navigating your life around that person's happiness, or what you think that person is going to be okay with. And so understand, you get the story of who you think you are, then there's a real story of who you truly are. And the reason why is so that you actually see God work its glory through you, so that you actually have that personal relationship with the universe, which is an extension of God. Because again, the universe is going to bring you the support that you need, the people, situations, and experiences that change your mind and your heart about who you think you are, and what you can do, and the many different realities that you actually can have. But it's a co-creation process, and that's why being in a connection with someone that toxic is bad, because the whole time you're in survival mode, you're not creating yourself. You're like, this person is using your energy as supply, So again, spirit says, look at this. Unworthy. Again, that was the emotional abuse. Now, if a parent made you feel unworthy, or a sibling made you feel unworthy, or a teacher made you feel unworthy, someone, again, that was perceived to be, someone that should have given you love or should have given you some sort of support, but made you feel unworthy, well, spirit says that trauma creates disassociation and detachment. And so, you had fragment parts of you, and so you didn't develop them. If anything, they were suppressed when you really should have nurtured them. But because that parent didn't nurture you, you again were you the concern wasn't nurturing anything like that. It was just your survival. And that could be your emotional survival, making sure that, you had a place to go, that you weren't going to be made to feel bad about yourself, So there's reasons like why we don't create. But again, nothing's a mistake. We're born into families that teach that karmic lesson to help us evolve. but we can only evolve until we see another version of ourselves. So we understand why we attracted that person. And we understand then that that means that we probably gave this person way too much energy, trusted them way too much, and we didn't have good discernment. And we didn't have good discernment because, hey, usually if we're not fulfilling the passion in our life or don't have that passion, that person becomes a lot more attractive, number one. And then number two, Spirit says, because you actually have to embody the new consciousness if you're going to really learn the lesson, because that's how you change that energetic template. And the energetic template is the emotion. It's like you might not even remember the experience, but it's the emotion that the body holds on to. So you have to embody a new consciousness to really stop, attracting that, or not just attracting it. We might still attract it, but the difference is that we see it because now we're balanced and we can read the telltale signs. And we couldn't read the telltale signs because we were too close up to the picture. So Spirit says, this situation was to integrate all facets. Again, there was fragmentation. Again, repeating it. But again, you just had spiritual block, that you weren't seeing yourself the way that the universe made you. Like there was still some of that because of what that person put you through. And Spirit says, you're the alchemist of your life. Again, integration alchemist. And that first and foremost, acknowledge what you went through. Know that you're a pretty strong person, that you're a badass, that, like most people would have broken with this person. They're so manipulative. That's why they were so confident. But they weren't able to do that to you. And so Spirit says, but they did dig out all those feelings and emotions. Now alchemize the energy. And so again, change the template. Look at this transformation. All this was like alchemist and the harmony. It's all the same thing. It's like, because this person, not only brought up those energies, but helped you discover some of your spiritual gifts. And that could be, hey, I was really intuitive. I'm really strong. I'm facing your fears. Again, like the perceived fear is what the energetic template is, which needed to be cleared. Again, and now you just gain the deep wisdom is what Spirit says. It's like there's nothing really here except for that. It's like Spirit says, this person just came into your life to integrate that spiritual block so that you would see yourself differently, so that you could see what your worth is, because they made you feel like unworthy. They made you feel like you were an option. They made you feel, and Spirit says you're not an option. You're not an option. You gain the deep wisdom and the empowered soul. Now it's time to really know that there's infinite possibilities for you. Like once you transform and you alchemize the energy, is that you're creating yourself with it. So you're just not utilizing the time towards this person or really anyone else. Spirit says is that you're working on yourself to integrate those spiritual blocks, because again, attracting that person and them making you feel a certain way should it have never been. And it wouldn't have been if you were, again, really balanced. And balance just means, happy within your life. There's time to work, time for your spiritual health, time to play. Where's the passion for life? A person can't be your passion for life. It has to be something that you birth. It's again, that was the second chakra in balance. Second chakra is your individuality. It's your emotional center. It's your passion center. It's your birthing center. What are you going to create? What are you going to transform? And that's why this person represented passion, but they were a counterfeit, and mainly just to help you aware of, hey, this needs to be cleared so that you could actually attract somebody that's more in alignment with who you are today, not the wounds of your past. And that's really what Spirit said, is that's why. And we leave off with one more card, and that is here and now. The future does not exist and the past is gone. Focus on the present moment. So don't ruminate on this person. It's like if you find that you're ruminating or feel stuck still, pour into yourself emotionally. It means join things and understand healing doesn't feel good. You might be like, I don't want to do that. You need to do it because part of you needs to see a different version of yourself. You see that you are likable, you are attractive, people are going to talk to you. It's like you need a vehicle for spirit to work through. If you never leave your house, it's going to be difficult. Understand, the more you ruminate, the more grounding you need. Remember that your mind can't be in two places at one time. So again, Spirit says, be in the moment, have confidence in life again, because here and now there is no danger. Everything happens when your soul is ready. So it's not like this person stopped you from attracting the person. It's just Spirit says, like a person that you can be in a relationship with. It's just Spirit says you needed to clear that part in order to be open for healthy love, to recognize it, to embrace it, to feel good about it. Otherwise, like I said, you wouldn't have learned as much. I'm going to leave that there. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to go. Like the video. It's good karma. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.